Up until now, we have discussed 4 data types on Python: integer, float, boolean, and string. Now, a different type has different properties, and when you are designing a computer program, you will need to choose the types for your data based on how you are going to use them. So we have different data types, and different data types has its own data types. Like integer has a data type of int, float number is a data type of float, and this has a data type of string, and this has a data type of bool. You can always use a type function, this one, to identify the type of a data type. For example, type of a variable. For example, I say type boolean. So what should happen is we should clear the screen. Now, as you can see, it's a data type bool. Okay. Now, in this video, I will show you how you can convert from one data type into different data type. Now, you would say, why is it important to convert data type? Why not to create the same data type at first place? Well, that's a great question. So the answer to this question is sometimes we need to use functions to convert from one data type to another. Sometimes it's very important. So I will tell you the one use case at the end of this video. So for now, let's take a look at the 4 function that we can use. It's actually 3 functions, Python built-in function that we can use to convert from one data type to another. So the first built-in function that we're going to talk about is int. So what int does is it converts any number, either it is a decimal point or without decimal point, into integer. Without decimal point is obviously integer, but it will convert it. It won't convert it, but you will get the integer anyway. Anyway, so let's say we have a float number over here. Now it's a float number, and now it should be integer. As you can see over here, we have 1.5. Now the result should be 1. Okay, let me show it to you. And there we go. Now it's an integer, not a float number. Similarly, we can convert any integer into a float number using a function called float. Let me enter integer over here. It's 1. Now it should display 1.0. As you can see, 1.0. Let me show it to you the type of this. So we can use multiple functions inside of functions as a parameter. Okay, don't be confused with that. So as you can see, we are using 3 functions. So first function is print, second function is type, third function is float. So first of all, float will be executed. The result will pass as a argument to type function. Type function will be executed. The result will be passed as argument to print function. Then print function will be executed. So the innermost function will be executed first. The outermost function will be executed last. Let me print it on screen. And now, as you can see, it's a 1.0. We should get not 1.0. We should save this, by the way. We should get float. Now the integer is not an integer, but a float. All right. We can also save the result of it inside a variable, like converted. We can name it this. All right. So you can do this as well. Now the third one that I want to talk about is called string. All right. We can convert integer to a string. So as you can see, you should print it. So let me print it. Convert it. Now it's a string, as you can see. The integer is now string because we converted this into a string. Can we convert John Smith into integer? Well, it does not make sense. We can't do it because John Smith is a text. We can never convert a text in integer or a float, because integer and float is all about numbers. All right. So let me give you one kind of a challenge. So let's say we have a 1 over here, string 1. Now what do you think? What should be the data type of this? Well, try to guess it. I will show it to you in a moment. So let's say type string. Let me print it. Are you ready? Well, it's a string, because whatever we get, whatever we put inside quotation, no matter it's a number or text, it will be always string. If you guess it right, good job. If not, then again it's a good job. It doesn't really matter. You are in the learning process. All right. Now let's convert this string, because now it's a number, so not a text. So it means we can convert this string into integer. So let me convert this integer string into integer. We can convert it into integer as well as into a float. So let me convert this, let me print it. You will get integer, as you can see over here. If we try to convert John Smith, it will give us error because you can't do it. It's invalid literal. All right, so we can't do this. Now why we need it? All right, now that's a good question. Why we need to convert the one data type from another data type? Well, let's say we have a sentence. It should be sentence, I misspelled it. We have a sentence where we have all these together. Okay, so string together, and we can use plus, and we can have boolean. Then we have a float number. It will not make sense, the sentence won't make sense, but let's say we have a sentence over here like this. We want to combine all these together. So what do you think, what will happen? So let's try to run this file, and we got an error because we can never concatenate or append or combine different data types. So you cannot do this. All right, so we need to convert these data types into something called string. So that's why we need these built-in functions to convert from one data type to another data type. All right, so that's why I said we need these things. All right, so there can be a different scenarios. So let's run this now. As you can see, it's printing this. All right, you can also, now the data type of sentence should be, you can also include space. All right, it will make some sense, as you can see. Now what should be the data type of this sentence? Can you guess it? It's obvious, it's a string, man. So it's a string. Okay, so yeah, that's how we can convert from one data type to another. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.